It's like Zoom's kind of shot, but for the loom, little circle in the loom,
this
it's
is
like
perfect.
so
What up, y'all?
perfectly centered.
We'll go all in podcast style today as well.
Happy Monday, everybody. Beautiful Monday.
Indeed.
Got some familiar faces in chat too. What up, Omar, Karen, Elaine, Gianni?
Friends of the show, indeed. I saw the free UPS labels aren't 4x6. Can you use the ones they have for free with the USB Rollo? They are 8.5 by 5.5 and 4.25 by 5.5. Yes, use the smaller ones. So annoying of them to just choose not to do it 4x6. But yeah, you can use whatever. So like you can do F and SKU labels on Rollos as well. You just compress that, John, basically. But yeah, good to see everyone. Whatever questions y'all got, let us know. 2 weeks till Q4, right about exactly. So great things are coming, and we want to provide as much value as possible for you guys. That's why we told Corey not to come today.
He's gonna be here like 30 seconds, probably.
He's probably in the waiting room.
Yeah, he's in the waiting room.
Y'all want to be in the waiting room too? Said nah, Corey will be in here.
Miles in his feels today.
Ooh, we just did a good Buy Box Bandits too. Check out the Buy Box Bandits podcast if you haven't already. A lot of good stuff in there. Episode 190 dropping tomorrow. Episode 191 dropping the day after that. If Wi-Fi Astronaut will send you the file.
I saw an email go through.
Oh, an email. Ooh, an email.
Or, yeah, I don't know what it was. I've seen that file transfer hand. Granted,
let us know what questions you guys got about Amazon too.
You also said 160 on the pod live.
Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, no, we are actually.
Anyways, what's up? Malik, just submit an invoice, receipt, order confirmation, whatever you got. 10 units of a brand, you're good to go. Carlos, what's up? 500, good to start if I'm starting with cheap items. The fact of the matter is, whatever you got is what you got, right? Yep. There's no way to print an extra $5,000. If there would, we'd all do it, right? And so, whatever you have, whatever you're comfortable with starting with, game on. Obviously, though, what you start with dictates your strategy. If you're coming to us with $15,000, well, that's a little different than someone coming into us with $5,000. 15,000 is probably like wholesale. 500, you're gonna have to really grind some used books, some thrift stores, some used items on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, that sort of stuff. Because $500 is really tough for an Amazon perspective, just because how slow things are in the beginning. Right, with FC transfer or FBA, like even still, you're going to wait 2-3 weeks to get that money back to begin with, right? So you're going to have a lot of lull in the beginning, whereas if you had a couple thousand to start, it's a lot just more monumental, in my opinion.
Yeah, out here looking like a young Elton John. Ooh, okay, let me look that up.
All right,
Elton. Let's see.
The people want a Halloween sourcing video. I think that there should be a good seller ramp one from last year, but
yeah, I'm gonna make one too. Yeah.
I just posted one. Go on my YouTube channel.
That's what's up.
What does it look like when BSR and estimated sales tab send? Yeah, that'll occasionally happen. It's actually a pretty good pro tip. As well, is that if it says, unknown BSR, for example, don't automatically avoid it. What matters a lot more than like the BSR number is going to be the overall trend of the Keepa chart. So for example, if it's like a really blocky Keepa chart with not much activity, it probably doesn't sell super often. But if it's a super active Keepa chart, for example, where there is a lot of nice activity, that probably does move pretty well.
Yeah, it's usually just like a Keepa glitch on that.
Yeah.
If the sales rank is 0, that means it hasn't sold. But if it doesn't have one, that it can still mean it sells pretty well.
Yeah, there's gems.
I'm gonna try to pull up a quick example on the back end here.
Like really good stuff with Keepa Prog Finder. I found a couple really good no sales rank listings this weekend.
Yeah, and we talk about this a bunch, right? But that's really where I think Keepa Prog Finder is extra powerful to be able to fine tune and dig deep into particular niches that work well or that are already authenticated, right? No buy box suppressed listings, no sales rank listings, no variation listings, listings where the buy box is going up, or listings where it's super FBMable, right? If you have a particular type of product that you are looking for, you can essentially construct a result based on what you're looking for, a certain sales rank criteria within a brand, within a category, with a particular word in the title. You can construct a particular search to fit whatever desire, need you want to fuel sourcing. And that's really where it's extra powerful.
Quick example for you, right? So unknown BSR, but you'll notice that it used to have one. You'll see this on a lot of no BSR products. So you got a little bit of gauge for how well it used to do. Data offers is also useful because you can see kind of couple 1-by-1 sales
Things
there.
are happening. Yeah. And
Yeah, things are happening, and
the same thing.
yeah, exactly. Review counts going up. So every sign that the item actually sells, besides the sales rank dipping up and down, is here. So don't let those scare you off.
But that's cool though, because again, think about how many newer sellers or not as confident sellers are going to skip over stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's those sorts of little aspects, little glitches in the data that you can use as a competitive advantage. Buy boxes that get suppressed, people shy away from those, right? Again, going back to the variations, when you scroll down the variations, everyone loves to talk about the top 2, 3, 4 variations. But the size 13 that maybe sells 50 times a month, but only has 2 sellers on it that sells at a higher price than the others, is a lot more interesting once you kind of actually, pull back the curtains a little bit. And so it's really digging into all those different aspects, the nitty gritty, the nuances, the niches of Amazon, where you can make a whole lot of money. Bundles
Corey?
are another huge one.
What's up, guys? Yeah, those no sales rank products can be complete diamonds in the rough. I mean, the best ones out there are the ones where where there's no sales rank, but the review count is skyrocketing, and the new offer count is going like up and down, up and down, up and down. Those products are crushing, and a lot of people are missing those listings.
And
Miles, I thought you said we banned this guy today.
Me?
How'd this guy get in here?
Like you just woke up from a nap.
I was I was doing a coaching call.
His eyes are a little crusty. He's yawning in
know,
between
no.
words. He looks like the afternoon nap. But like going back to what Corey was
No.
saying, right? He came up with a perfect example of a good type of product that we want to be looking for, right? And if we tie that back to Keep a Product Finder, right? Shut off sales rank, go all the way down. You can filter on a percent change of reviews. And so if you turn off sales rank, maybe turn on buy box of minimum of 1, go down to the reviews and say, okay, I'm looking for products that have gained reviews 10% over the past 30 days. Well, what have you now created? You have now tens of thousands of products that fit that exact mold. You throw a brand filter on there or a category filter on there, and it's game on from there.
Yep. Also, by the way, too, Warner and I have an absolutely fire Q4 live training that we're going to be doing for you guys on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you get registered for that at the link in the description or the link in the chat right there, too. It's by far the best free Amazon content on the internet. You should definitely join us September 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. And make sure you get registered at the link in the description right there specifically.
Lots of stuff y'all are going to want to dial in for Q4. Good.
That's some of the stuff we don't share anywhere else for free, too.
How do you deliver over 50 packages at one time? I mean, Jace, you keep slapping labels till you got 50. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the question is there. Is it any different from having one? Like,
yeah, they give you like these clear white bags. If it's USPS, you can ask them for that. You can get IKEA bags, are really good. Garbage bags too. The cool part is, man, depending on your situation, if you work from home, just give it to them when they come by. Honestly, or you can schedule.
You can schedule them for free. Yeah. What you'll probably want to do if you don't want to make your USPS person cranky is print out one of those like scan things, right? Yeah. Like the scan files. I know what is it? VQ, whatever it is. You can generate it pretty quickly through them. And as of 9/16, Boxem, you can now list FBM products.
Absolutely,
using all-in-one tool.
Yep.
So if you're listening to this in a replay, it's already live. Go check it out. Free trial. But you have to use all right, we talked about this, like the whole leap year February thing. My free trial is actually longer. So go check it out.
Okay, here we go. Is it harder to find procs during Q4 due to demand for Christmas, or should you prepare for Q4 before it's Christmas? Okay, very good question, man. The cool thing is sourcing during December is so much easier during other months because it's actually, ironically, the month when there's the least competition and the least competition jumping onto new listings, because a lot of people think FBM doesn't work or don't want to do it, which provides massive opportunity if you are interested in that, which we think is a great idea, right? So yeah, primarily just like only buy quick flips, in my opinion. Don't get cute, like I said on the Buy Box Bandits. Everyone loves to get cute on their second year, right? And then they get screwed because people take their lunch money paying less during Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
I've officially heard you use the word cute probably 6 times within the past hour, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, it's true. It's true, though. Like, people do love to get cute and just, like, do random stuff. It's just, like, do the stuff that's already working, you know? So just Yeah, just like double down on what's already working. Like, yeah, you can try different stuff here and there, but don't take your eye off the ball, right? Like that's how you really start to plateau.
Yeah, it wasn't even for a podcast, by the way. Miles was just calling him cute a couple times earlier today.
Yeah, for a podcast.
Yeah. Podcast, sure.
On my first sale today, yes, sir. ILI, you updated the profile pic too. There's a lesson in there. Ready to use that new boxing feature? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boxing FBM is live.
Invoice from any supplier. Yeah, Malik, you can use as long as they've seen it before. Target,
Dude, real talk.
whatever it is.
One of the best features of Boxum is how you don't have to go hunting for an ASIN. You can just type in the brand, filter to active products, and there you have it.
Here we go. What does it mean? No, I mean, that's a fact. What do you want me to disagree with you? Yeah. No, that's not a good feature. That's a horrible idea. Can you combine top cashback and discounted gift cards? Depending on retailer. Some retailers no, some you can.
Yeah, that's why cashback's bonus money. It's always going to be a maybe it hits type of thing.
Yep. The storefront doesn't have the name of the product. That's why it only looked like reselling. Okay. What does it mean when an alerts tab says unknown fees? Yeah, so that typically means that no one or very few people have ever FBA'd that product. So Keepa hasn't needed, it's kind of confusing to even explain. So Keepa hasn't reported that data pretty much. That's totally like if it says unknown fees, you have to make sure it actually sells by looking at Keepa. There can be some big diamonds in the rough there that are like, typically that'll mean they're all FBM sellers right there.
Yeah, there's some of the best listings out there. The listings that there are a lot of FBM sellers and it's getting sales, but nobody has ever FBA'd that product. And that's a really good opportunity because if you come in there as the first FBA seller on that listing and now that listing qualifies for Prime, well, now customers can get it in 2 days. So it's going to naturally sell better right away. And you can price at a slight premium compared to an FBM seller and still win the buy box. So those can sometimes be really good listings that nobody's found yet.
Can you actually make money on Amazon? See, we just did a podcast with this nice young man. Looks like he's with a nice young girl there too in the profile
picture. Yeah,
facts right there. He's got a good haircut back then too, as well, right? That man made $100,000 profit in December. Yes, Walmart and Home Depot both work. You got denied there, but you'll get denied a couple times from anywhere. You just got to keep resubmitting. It's kind of confusing the way Amazon system works, but like it's very normal to get declined like 5 to 10 times with the same thing and then have it pass.
Does wholesale really work? Can anyone enter with the red capital? I'm tired of listings dropping in price. So if that's the problem, wholesale is not going to solve that, right? It's not necessarily an OA or wholesale problem. It's a sourcing issue, right? It's a qualification issue. It's a product analyzation issue, right? So we have to understand what key factors are probably foreshadowing those dropping in pricing or those dropping in price, right? Have the offers count been going up the past couple of weeks? Are you buying those products from a site-wide sale, right? Did you hit up Nike.com after a 30% off discount code went to every single person on their email chain? Those are the sorts of things that we have to understand and kind of proactively use to buy our products, right? Because every single one of those aspects are going to foreshadow a dropping in price. Some of them, obviously, we don't necessarily have control for, but from an OA perspective, right, the harder you have to do and have to work for that particular price, the better off you are. And so, again, from the OA and wholesale discussion, inherently, it probably has a little bit more stability baked into those products, but it could operate the same way. And so you really have to understand and why it's happening to be able to buy according to kind of like the accurate principles.
Yeah, and a little more insight there too. So their products, like wholesale products, tank all the time, right? It's super common. In fact, it's probably just as common as in OA. But the key with wholesale is you can, a lot of times, if you have an idea like what's going on with the supply. So for example, if my supplier gets a really good product and he offers it to me at a good price, and I'm only going to buy 200 units, but he has 10,000 units, then I know with 100% certainty that listing's going to tank because the other 9,800 units are going to go to other Amazon sellers probably, right? So, however, if I agree to buy all 10,000 and I know he has 10,000, then I control that market and more than likely the listing won't tank, right? So wholesale is a little different in the sense that you can kind of like time the market, quote unquote, but it's never perfect, right? So that's just kind of my 2 cents. What other questions we have going here? Do you do Amazon to Amazon flips? I personally don't, right? And in fact, I never have. I don't know anything about that. I don't know how it works, but I know some people are crushing it with it. Do you guys have any experience there, Garrett or Warner?
I've done a couple. I might start messing around with it a little bit. That's just
Some
one
people,
of those.
that's their whole business. Like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
Saul kills it.
Yeah, yeah.
Saul, that's his thing. He's the first person I think of. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is a lot of people, they'll jump in. They've sold like 4 things on Amazon. They're already thinking about, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this. When hit that first 50K month before you start worrying about getting cute with Miles and Garrett, right?
Right.
The way I think about it is like you have to have a really good sense of supply cycles to be good at it. You know what I mean? You gotta be a really, really good sense of that. And it's pretty unreasonable to have that as a beginner, right? So I think just focus on opportunities where you don't have to compete with Amazon and third-party sellers, like keeping it simple and only focus on times when you have to compete with third-party sellers only, right? Not Amazon.
Right.
And them. Is it a good idea to buy a running Amazon FBA business for 50 to 60K? Nope. You will get zero value out of that outside of the pretty much just the existing. I mean, if it has 50K worth of inventory, that's good, maybe. But yeah, no, you don't really need that.
Just make a free account and learn the same things that you would have learned if you would have spent 50K for an account. Like it's literally no different.
The only way that's worth it is like you're buying a brand with it or something like that.
Which can make a ton of sense. Yeah,
if you buy a brand for 50K, then yeah.
Well, the problem is though, if you're asking about that, and you know what I mean, it's not it's not time to drop 50K on something you don't have any experience with.
Is FBM better when starting off? Also, I'm trying to do just wholesale when starting off on FBM. Is that bad or good? What do you guys think?
I mean, rip as much FBM as possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a little harder with wholesale because you're probably going to have to buy a little bit higher quantities, and higher quantities. It can work well with FBM. Just tends to, just move more volume FBA, but you'll move it faster with FBM. That's the main benefit. So especially with arbitrage, you're buying 5, 10, 15 of something. You list it all, you can sell it. And then the seller sent it all to FBA. The sale's over by the time they realize that they could have bought 50 more.
Yeah, a big thing too is that with wholesale, you're typically only competing against FBA sellers more often than not comparatively to FBM or comparatively to OA, just because wholesale is going to be a lot more big sellers, and big sellers tend to not want the operational complexity of doing FBM because they're very confident buying big quantities and FBAing right off the bat. I'm considering buying product from a guy I met online who will ship Crocs out for me from his house, FBM, and process every order. I will pay with a credit card before getting scammed. Yeah, so clips. I would definitely recommend avoiding that. Really interesting kind of case. You mind elaborating more on like how the heck you even found that specifically? But yeah, I would definitely recommend avoiding that though, just from an authenticity.
Yeah, it sounds a little suspect. How much inventory or different kinds of products should you have to start? I mean, you'll start with whatever you're like interested in. If you have any like a niche that you like to dive into already, maybe you're into like basketball, that kind of thing, right? You already know like the best brands and stuff like that. Beyond that, you're just buying good data. It's not necessarily like about how many products do you need. It's if I want to make $5,000 profit, you're spending 15 to 20 on products every month, right? And just whatever niche you can find to make that easy.
Okay, let's see. There was a question I wanted to touch on. So what is wholesale in simple terms? It's been very confusing on how sellers buy from wholesale, but then there's wholesale selling on Amazon. Yeah, so that can be confusing, right? Like the fact that it's called Amazon wholesale is a little misleading because the only reason it's called wholesale is we're buying at wholesale prices, right? But we're selling on Amazon as a retailer, right? Like it's technically a retail business. So again, we're just buying products from manufacturers and distributors at wholesale prices and then selling them on Amazon at retail. That's pretty much the gist of the business model there.
CBH in the cut, yes sir.
Cigarettes are a niche.
I've seen in-store receipts work for ungating, Catherine. I just not often though. So like I wouldn't recommend doing it. Like that is a $500 discount still active. Yes, check out the link in the description for that. I realized I hadn't really talked about it in any YouTube video, so I talked about it in one today. That's going to be the only time. So yeah, get on the calendar for interested on that. Why would the buy box be suppressed and should those products be avoided? Do not automatically avoid those products. There is a lot of wealth to print on that stuff. Typically, it means that there's no buy box that Amazon's AI found it elsewhere on the internet cheaper, which is great because that's what you need to do too as an arbitrage seller. As well. So now don't automatically avoid those types of listings.
Yep. Did 5,000 do an RA at Marshalls? That's what's up.
Andre, what's the logic that gives you the confidence in buying thousands of dollars worth of inventory for an ASIN that has less than 60 keep it drops per month? Seems like it wouldn't sell through in 30 days. So Andre, something to keep in mind is that sometimes with these like really expensive products, these high ticket products, even if they only sell, let's say 30 to 40 units per month, well, if I can make, 50, 80, $100 profit per unit, then I'm willing to, spend a few thousand on an item that's not going to sell more than, 20, 30, 40 units a month. So that's not uncommon. There are a lot of products out there like that.
Do you need to ungate each of the big brands? Or are they auto ungated once you ungate big ones start making sales? Like premier, big worldwide brands, billion-dollar brands, you're typically going to have to manually ungate with purchase documentation. Most small ones, you'll be good to go right there. Can you give us a few tips and tricks for a Q4 first-time seller? All right, here we go. Okay, from the top, 0-day handling time for FBM, ideally, right? FBAing stuff through November 15th, then transitioning over to FBM, 2D barcode shipments via Boxum. Don't speculate, only buy stuff that's quick flips, in my opinion, right? The more sellers you see on a listing that are FBM, then the higher the ratio of FBM to FBA. Means they're going to be more and more FBM friendly. Discounted gift cards from Cardbear and Top Cashback, stacking on every discount you possibly can, and making sure you're running the FBM numbers on SellerAmp. And your results are largely going to be determined by who you talk to on a day-to-day basis that sells on Amazon. If you don't talk to anyone on a day-to-day basis that sells on Amazon, your life is going to be significantly harder.
Yep. VAT scheme. You only have to worry about VAT if you're in the UK. So if you are, then talk to somebody in the UK because we don't know anything about VAT.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah, thank God. That's a nightmare. Can I buy stuff from other states and sell it when I get back to my home state? Yes, you can. Is Amazon Amazon ground shipping? You mean is UPS ground shipping accepted by Amazon?
No, Amazon has an FBM shipping platform now too.
Is that is it Veeqo? Yeah. Is that what that is?
No, they have their own they have their own
it's very
UPS competitor basically.
Very niche.
Oh, interesting.
It's very hard to explain too.
I don't know what that question would mean still though. Like you can ship through Amazon or through UPS on your Amazon account.
So Lily's asking if you can bring Amazon ground shipping packages to UPS.
Yeah.
Not fully sure. You see it very, very rarely as an option, and every single person that's ever gotten it has asked me about it specifically right there. So ask your Amazon driver next time you see him, or give Amazon a call. I'm not actually specifically sure.
I mean, if they're competitors, they're not taking their packages for them. Any website works, Yoni. Wholesalers giving you a hard time wanting to have a warehouse physical retail business order for you to buy. So if that's like a requirement for them, I either try to get through it, ask why that's a requirement, see if they've had any like past trauma with people that didn't, that you can like get through or whatever. You can also develop local relationships with people who do have those things. I've done that back in the day. A friend owned a gym and I wanted to sell this supplement brand. So I said, hey, we've got this partnership with a local gym. They don't care. You're selling 99% at Amazon. They just, for their boss, they have to have that local retail connection to show.
That's crazy. You knew Alex Hormozy before he got big.
Yeah, it was Hormozy. Yeah.
But also too, EJ, one more tip there. I mean, at the end of the day, money talks, right? So if these distributors or these suppliers are shutting you down, if you've got bankroll to spend, then sometimes waving that around can help get your foot in the door, as long as you follow through with an order. That's not unheard of at all.
Well, that's also one of the huge kind of like parts of the bad taste that vendors have with Amazon sellers is Amazon sellers talk all this game about wanting big discounts and then don't actually place an order at the end of it, right?
Right. That's like the worst thing you can do is talk a big game and then just
you are never going to be able to buy from them again if you're doing that.
Yeah.
How about importing? You buy stuff from different countries and resell it? Yeah, absolutely. It'll just be a little bit more expensive. Obviously, shipping, sometimes like customs duties will apply, that kind of stuff. But if there's margin there, you can deal with the slower lead times, that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Any product/brand recommendations for selling your first products on Amazon? We don't love to kind of recommend specific brands, purely just in terms like proving to yourself that you're not gated and everything. I'll put a couple brands in the chat that you'll be able to sell automatically from day one, and then you can find boatloads more just storefronts talking.
Yeah, just go watch some of the YouTube videos that Garrett makes, Miles makes, I make on OA sourcing. Just see what we're looking at and dive in from there. Any brand, all the brands that we look at, and then all the brands that those sellers on those listings sell.
Yeah.
Jamel, so if an ASIN is a pack of 2, do I have to buy 20 units to ungate? Yeah, so Amazon wants to see 10 of the ASINs, right? So if the ASIN is a 2-pack, they want to see 10 2-packs. So
It doesn't actually have to be an item on Amazon, so it doesn't matter. It can be 10.
Oh, okay. Not too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
I didn't know that.
if you click it through the ungates, it's not tied specifically to any ASIN. So the product you're ungating with doesn't even have to be listed on Amazon because they just want to see an invoice for 10 units of that brand. Doesn't
That's
matter
wisdom.
what it's connected
Nice.
to.
Yeah, that's some wisdom. Cool. How does Boxen work? Yeah, so we'll help you manage your business, send inventory to FBA quicker, and list items to FBM quicker as of today. Too, and you can try it out for 2 weeks for free as well. Right there. Yes, Crystal, take a look at the link in the description. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the best wholesalers? Yoni, no one's just going to give you wholesalers if they're not going to be good ones, man. You got to start out in your local area looking up distributors and cold calling, man. And if cold calling sounds intimidating to you, it's not time to do wholesale.
It also might not be useful because like you
I
could
was
have
about
the
to say
names
the same
of
thing.
the biggest wholesalers in the world. You could have their entire supplier list, but you haven't been talking to them for 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. So you're not gonna have the same prices. So it's just like start local. Yeah, whatever local suppliers sell, the brands you want to sell.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, because the relationship is everything, right? And I think I don't know if it was on Twitter or where it was, but like I think was threatening to expose one of my suppliers. I'm like, please, like you don't have the relationship that I have. Like it's completely different than with OA, right? Somebody burning one of your best sources.
Yeah, that's why you got to get rich young, so you're not an unhappy old man on Twitter.
There seems to be a lot of them coming out of the woodwork nowadays.
Do you guys recommend the individual seller account when starting? Nah, have the professional account from day one. You want to be getting priority buy block share. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you don't get when you have the individual plan. I totally recommend having the professional plan there.
And the professional plan pays for itself too, right? Because if you have the individual plan, you pay an extra $1 per unit on every unit you sell. And then if you have the professional plan, that fee is waived. So if you sell 40 units in a month, then it pays for itself.
Fact right there. XD, yes sir. EJ got the face on the P. That might be Obama right there. Let's see.
Curious how good COVID was for FBA. Very, very good. Actually, FBA specifically was a little rough because the warehouses got messed up for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That whole time period.
it's the reason why Amazon is still so good because it fast tracked e-commerce. So even though it's not directly correlated anymore, it still obviously is a big boost from that. People got used to having that 2-day shipping. Don't want to have to start going to Walmart again.
He seemed all no clip. No clips. We're gonna keep telling you not to do that, man. We're gonna keep telling you not to do that, man. Yeah.
There's a very slim
Don't do
chance
that.
that it's legit, and then if you do your due diligence, whatever. But it sounds very suspect based on the stuff we've seen before.
Yeah. It says professional by default. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. Right there. Well, okay, Corey, you're next. Check the private chat. You're next. Check the private chat, Corey.
Okay, I guess I am next. You're probably right.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. All right. So yeah, y'all check out the free live training we got going down on Wednesday. We'll be on for a couple more minutes. So whatever questions y'all got, specifically, we're pumping out tons of good content. Q4 is coming up. We love helping you guys grow your businesses. You make sure you let us know any questions. Best advice for newer sellers: find other cool new sellers to work with. That will make your life significantly easier if you do, and you'll have to like work a lot harder and have a lot less fun, honestly. If you aren't willing to do that.
I mean, my best advice to new sellers would be to steal a page out of Miles' book, right? Don't get cute. It's like, we know what works. No, but seriously, like we know what works. Like literally go watch any of our YouTube. Miles, if you kick me for that, for being on your side for once, I'm gonna be pissed. There you go. But no, seriously, it's like, there's a very clear roadmap for what works, right? And it's just following it, not deviating, and sticking with it long enough to see success. It's really inevitable if you do what already works, but so many people have already found what works in this business.
Absolutely. How do you go about tracking, updating pricing of SKUs? Yeah, just like a repricer for that. You can check out like a Be Cool free trial below if you want to test something cheap.
Is that orange juice?
Yeah. Yep.
Sean, I'm not familiar with that, but it sounds very sketchy, so I can't say I endorse it. Two-step drop shipping. You guys know what that is?
No. Crystal, you're in the wrong or you're not on my channel specifically, so you can't see like my link in the description. Basically, I'll put a link in the chat too if you want that specifically. Dog rage quit. Facts. Yeah. Shipping settings suddenly seem very confusing. Do you have a video on the specific settings? Yep. Yeah. Warner has a great video on FBM. I have a great video on FBM. Check those out. Did you have any family members that didn't take you seriously with Amazon until you started making money? All of your family is going to be like that because you need to prove to them that you are serious about business, and they have no reason to believe that it would work. And it's on you to make them.
That's such a good answer. I've heard you say that a couple of times. That's such a good answer.
Yeah, like you got to prove to yourself too. You'll notice like people who are new to business always say try and I had no luck and hopefully it works because they don't trust themselves yet. They want to give the option that there could be failure. Right. And everyone who
that is true. That the language people use to talk about their plans, like very often shows you the people that are going to win and people who aren't. It's like, if I hit this goal versus when I hit this goal, that type of stuff. Like, yeah, the way you talk about your own business and like it changes a lot.
Yeah, big time. How does some people get to 100K revenue in 100K monthly revenue in less than a year? I mean, really, if you have enough capital and if you know how to source products, you can do that literally within 30 days. Like it's not like a mystery in how that happens. It's just buying enough of the good products. That's it.
And you know what? I mean, obviously, Miles and I have interviewed hundreds of people at this point, and the common thread between everyone who sees that sort of success early is they get engraved with the community early. And it's just persistence, right? Because it's not always going to be pretty. It's going to get ugly sometimes. There's going to be headaches. There's going to be brand authenticities. There's going to be all sorts of stuff that comes up. It's the persistence to fight through the annoyances. You being like living, breathing this stuff. And of course, apart from that, is the capital needs to be there as well.
Yep.
Hardest part of the business, dealing with Amazon. That's at the end of the day, like
literally, right? Yeah.
It's always just adapting to whatever the new rules are and that kind of stuff, which is true of any business. Like you obviously you reflect on the stuff you're doing every day. It's like, man, like you got to adapt to this, adapt to this. If your business is on Google and Google changes the algorithm, same thing happens, right? Like there's like 3 or 4 businesses that aren't reliant on some kind of algorithm. So it's just like stuff that's out of your control is the hardest part.
Yep. Cool, guys. All right, sounds good. So we're gonna hop off here for today. Make sure you get registered for the free live training going down on Wednesday night. Bunch of good Q4 sauce coming in right there. You're like basically divide your average sale price item right there, and then figure out how many products you need if each item sells about 20 times per month is a decent way to go about that. Honestly, ask ChatGPT that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like in regard, like that, ChatGPT gonna do it for you. So figure out.
He goes from.
No, that's not bad advice. It's
no, because you know your average sale price. Like each average sale price is unique, basically, right? So like if each item you have sells 20 per month, which is a decent baseline average, right? And you have an average sale price of 35, right? ChatGPT is gonna be able to tell you, how many ASINs you're gonna need. But if your average sale price is 100, you're gonna need way less ASINs, right? Or maybe they sell a little bit slower, a little bit faster, for example, right? But in general, it's not going to be that, like we were just talking about Thomas with this on the podcast, like it's not going to be that cut and dry. It's going to be like you randomly catch a great opportunity and squeeze the shit out of it and like double month over month. Like it's very tough to plan those things out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Talk to y'all soon. Be great. All right.
Make it a great week, y'all. See you guys on Wednesday.
Get out of here.
See ya.
Get back in here.